So the source of your misery is not your past actions. The source of your misery is how you're processing the imprint of the past now. They are labeling their compulsions, their limitations, as their choices. If you can joyfully do whatever is needed in a given situation, this is freedom. But limiting yourself to doing only what you like is a horribly compulsive way to live. The body is a pretty complete and self-contained instrument. If you are fascinated by machines, there isn't a better one. So the very way in which you experience life, whether you see it as sweet or sour, beautiful or ugly, pleasant or unpleasant, is your responsibility, as your ability to respond is what determines the nature of your experience. Keep the body in such a way that it is not longing to avoid or escape life. Maintain it in such a way that it is longing to come awake. Life is not a playground of competition. If it was, we would be busy reaching the finish line. So, socially, if we create a situation that does not set up discrimination or an atmosphere that is not overly dripping with sentimental pity, there would be no problem. When I look back now, I realize that I never thought about what I wanted to become in life. I only thought about how I wanted to live my life. And I knew that the how could only be determined within me and by me. Elemental memory and atomic memory together constitute. It is your identity that manages and determines your intellect. Then I was a man. I only went up the hill as I had time to kill, but kill I did all that was me and mine, with me and mine gone, lost all my will and skill. Here I am, an empty vessel enslaved to the divine will and infinite skill. The reason why success comes so easily and naturally for one person, and is a struggle for someone else, is essentially this: one person has organized his or her mind to think the way he wants, and another thinks against his or her own interests. Indian culture built numerous temples on every street. The idea was not to create temples that were in competition with one another. The idea was simply that no one should live in a space that is not consecrated. If your body feels pleasant, we call this health. If it becomes very pleasant, we call this pleasure. If your mind becomes pleasant, we call this peace. If you manage a situation, not just things happening there, people should feel elevated just being in that space. Above all, you must feel wonderful being there. One fundamental requirement for anybody who wishes to grow on the spiritual path is to have an undeviated flow of energy towards one and only one goal in life: to attain to the highest and not settle for anything less than that. Youth need not necessarily be linked with age. That youthfulness is very much in one's outlook, in not jumping to conclusions but willing to look at life fresh all the time. Incredible things can be done simply because we are committed that we want it to happen, that's all. Responsibility is not a teaching in civics. It is the simplest and easiest way for you to express your own divinity. Just to earn a living, to reproduce, to raise a family, and then one day to fall dead, what a challenge. These past 150 years are proof that technology will only bring comfort and convenience to us, not well-being.